the mic and make some noise. Raise your voice. Hey guys, it's Ari. Welcome back to episode 5 of Raise Your Voice. Thank you guys so much for the support on the last few episodes, especially the episode with me, Alex, and Hikomu and Moshihime. It was really, really fun, and I'm so glad that you guys liked it, and thanks so much for watching last week's episode. Even though it was really short, I really appreciate all the support on that one. Today, however, I'm joined by a few guest speakers, starting with...
Hi, I'm Nick, or Dekuwu on aerei. That's it.
Hi, I'm GlowLamb. I post art and contest entries and stuff like that.
Hi, I'm pleaseletmego, and I post art and collect cute things on RYV.
Just a reminder that everyone here today signed up to join for the episode, and if you're interested in joining as well, there's an application in the description below, and anyone is welcome to join just as long as you play high-rise, obviously, and as long as you have Discord and a good mic. So without further ado, let's get started with our topics today. As you all might know, we have a upcoming spring/Easter themed event that's coming up very, very soon. I'd like to start off this episode by talking about grab contests in general. So I've heard that some people have been really concerned about the repetitiveness of high-rise's grab contest themes. Like, we've always had a Halloween grab contest, and we've always had summer-themed grab contests every year, and like we had a Easter/spring contest last year as well. So my question today is, do you think high-rise should have the same, should have some variety in the themes of grab contests that come every year, or is having the same theme every year good for artists who plan ahead?
I agree that it can be really good for people who like to plan ahead, but I think it'd be really cool to throw in some other themes once in a while, like just for fun. For example, in the last few events, especially Easter, I've seen a bunch of similar designs and colors schemes, so I think giving more variety contest themes would give us more opportunities for creativity.
There was a contest way back when where it was the one that Ready Boo won. You guys remember that? The art.
Yes,
with the eye crown. It was I forget, do your own style or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was a contest where it was just basically you do your own style.
There wasn't a theme.
Yeah, and you just did what you did, and I feel like I want to do that so bad. I probably wouldn't even do it if it was there, but
I would want to do that so bad, because I feel like there's so many things where you're kind of stuck to trying to do what they want you to do, what you think that people will vote for, instead of just being able to design a hair that you think is cool or unique. You kind of just have to do what you think people would want for that specific theme.
Yeah, I noticed
it's always big hair.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of grabs try to, how do I explain this, accommodate for what people want. So that's there's a reason why we have so many big hairs in the game. There's a reason why we have so many bright colors and like oversized sweaters and stuff. It's because those are the things that voters would want, they'd be more inclined to vote for. And it's kind of cheating the system, not gonna lie, if you put all this stuff in your design, because you know that's what people want, and it's not, maybe it might not be what you want, which is why I agree having a what's it called, a do whatever you want theme would be really, really good for high-rise, especially since it's been it's been 2 years since we've had that. And actually, I never got to experience it. I just know about it because I stalk high-rise Instagram, but I know about it.
Yeah. With the whole planning ahead thing, it is nice and it does help, but I feel it also, it kind of gives almost an unfair advantage, because some people might not know what the next theme might be, and so you've got some people who have already finished it, and it's great for them, but then other people's are kind of stuck to the deadline, and it does, it kind of makes a lot of the grabs look the same, because when the theme is Christmas and there's Christmas every year, there's not a lot of interpretation for Christmas. It's red, green, and white colors, and bells and bows and presents and snow. It's not a lot you can do there.
Yeah, I noticed like there was like a tiny bit of controversy this year with this recent grab design contest because Hi-Rise picked a lot of pastel and cutesy designs because it's like the theme is spring, so obviously like people interpret spring as like pastel and cutesy, but there's like a lot of dark and gothic designs that were out there as well, and barely any of those were chosen, so it seemed like Hi-Rise was just being really biased towards all those pastel cutesy designs. And like I know that people like normally associate spring with all those like bright colors and cute stuff, but it's also kind of concerning that Hi-Rise is literally like limiting our creativity by sticking to like such a specific theme that isn't really up for interpretation.
It's kind of like they're saying design what you want, and then when you do it, they're like, no, not like that.
Yeah. Jeez, that's a good way to put it.
Last year there was a lot of like really dark stuff, and I feel like people were mad at that. So I feel like this year they were like, let's fix that. Let me fix that. Don't even worry about it.
But they could have like added some diversity. Like they didn't have to pick all bright or all dark.
Yeah, like if
they
could
just, have both.
Like maybe one or something.
One. Well, not one, but
know.
like, you know, multiple, but like not so not leaning towards like one specific theme.
It gets kind of hard because, you know, you kind of have to pick between what's the most unique and creative and like different versus what better fits their theme that they put out there, you know.
It was also called like spring bunnies or something like that. People were like,
Yeah,
oh,
super
is it
vague,
supposed to
like-
be, is it supposed to be bunnies? But in the description it was like anything spring related, and it's like, what do you
There are a
what-
lot
what
of things
do-
that could be, because then yeah, a lot of the ones that got in were like just like Easter,
Mm-hmm.
but
bunnies,
spring
you know?
can be yeah, spring can be a lot of different things. Like Newtflix, I know she got into the voting with her like little frogs thing, but I loved that, and I feel like there could have been a lot more like different ones like that had gotten in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know why.
What?
Me neither. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh my god. Okay.
Lately, I don't pay attention to like grab stuff, like grab design stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I love them.
Because like I just kind of gave up because they kept picking like the same sorts of stuff, so I was like, I'm not interested anymore.
Her grab was like everything was like frog theme.
Coromis one.
I thought you
Yes,
said
you just
Corona,
found
and
that
I was like,
out.
huh?
I love her so
Not
much.
Corona,
Corona.
Coromis.
Kuromi?
Yeah,
Coromis?
Kuromi.
Is it called Kuromi?
Oh,
Minnie's
oh,
style
oh.
is so cute. Sorry,
Wait,
we're going on a
wait.
tangent.
Oh, I
Wait,
didn't
how do
even
you say
notice.
it?
Oh my god. Say what?
Kuromis?
Kuromi? Kuromi with an S.
Oh gosh, I don't know now. I was gonna give him a shout out.
No me.
Shout out Kuromis.
Okay, you say it.
Love you, Mandy. Okay, so out of all of them, there's 1, 2, 3 that aren't bunnies.
Bruh.
And it's spring bunnies, but like it said to just choose springtime, but whatever.
Yeah, they
It
have
was
to,
very
pick, You
confusing.
have to pick one side or the other, like spring or bunnies.
Yeah,
like,
like
which one? When it comes to like themes and stuff, like I personally noticed that we always have a grab contest according to the season. Like for this one, like for this Easter one, obviously it's for spring. It kind of sucks that we can like easily predict the theme of each grab because it's based on each season. And I mean, I guess it's okay like for those who want to plan ahead, but it's also like you can use your design from last year for this year's entry, you know, if that makes sense. Like you could just like reuse like your designs, and there isn't like any reason to be creative and like be unique and stuff.
I feel like that's definitely happened before too. Like
Yeah.
people just be like, "Oh, if it didn't win last time, it'll win this time."
Yeah.
I've definitely done that.
So like you guys mentioned earlier about that one grab contest theme where like you could design whatever you want to, I think I agree. It would give like so many artists the opportunity to actually be creative and make items that could be like uniquely theirs, like items that they actually really want in the game, and it wouldn't be like any other design, so they don't have to follow like a specific theme, you know. And it might make it harder for like Hi-Rise to narrow down the finalists, and it could be controversial on their end. It would just
feel
be
like-
better for us, you know.
Even with that, it's because if you look at the hashtag of that design contest, it's all these people who just drew. Like, they weren't specifically artists, they wouldn't call themselves artists, but they just like wanted to draw something, and so
Yeah.
that's what they did, and I like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be narrowed down to just artists, like who can make things look good. It can just be like anyone can enter. Like, it doesn't have to be like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it doesn't have to be like professional or like, you know, eye candy. It's just like people would feel more inclined to enter if it was like a more everyone can do whatever they want, you know.
Diverse,
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I hadn't even really thought about that before. I was just kind of like googling over the whole no theme idea, but yeah, I know there are a lot of people who don't enter the grab designs, even if they have a lot of ideas, just because they don't think that their skill level is like good enough to make it to voting. And yeah, when it's more just based off of creativity, I feel like you're gonna get more unique items that aren't so, because yeah, they have all the same sort of themes each year, and you know, how many different like Easter shirts can you make, you know?
Yeah.
How many different egg shirts can there be?
I get mad when there's like a duplicate item, but like, what, bro?
There isn't anything else to make, bro.
Cut
like,
me some slack.
It's hard.
It's
It's
really
hard.
difficult. Like I said, like I think I said this in my first episode, where like it's really difficult to make designs because you're so limited to what you have, and like you can't. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just difficult to come up with unique ideas when everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
St.
and
Patrick's
having the
Day
same
crab.
thing.
Two
Yeah,
rainbows
gosh.
that are legendary.
Yeah, two
Okay,
rainbows.
I see you, high rise. I see you.
I know because I looked in the grab requirements, and they said that it has to be professional looking. But I think it'd be kind of I really enjoy seeing people who don't like call themselves artists join. It's really nice to see that because everyone has ideas and everyone has a chance should have a fair chance at creating something.
Yeah, I definitely think that sometimes the people who don't draw so often or don't label themselves as artists, sometimes I feel like they almost feel the need to go more outside the box and think of something more like different just to compensate, and sometimes that comes
Yeah.
out with really cool stuff.
Moving on the same topic of graphic designs, I've seen that a lot of underrepresented artists usually don't get a lot of attention on their designs, even though it might be really good. Like you said, like some people who don't label themselves as artists might have like a better design than some people who do. And I've seen that some people believe that the reason that they never become a finalist is because all the more popular designs like steal the spotlight. Because
Everyone's going to always gravitate towards a grab that is more well made rather than one that's made on paper, which sucks, but like that's how it is.
I know a lot of people who have like really amazing ideas, but like they don't have much followers and stuff, so it doesn't get promoted a lot. And sometimes they think that if it doesn't get promoted, that they're not gonna make it. And it could be really disheartening to like see sometimes the same people win and stuff, but I also don't really think it's their fault. I mean, they have a right to create things just as much as anyone else, you know? First, I was kind of one of those people who was like, same people shouldn't win all the time, but I kind of thought about it and realized that it's kind of a contest, so...
Yeah, it's literally a contest.
That's the point!
It's a contest.
Yeah.
That's
I'm sorry, I'm horrible at explaining things.
No, that
It's
wasn't
okay.
even horrible, dude. That was great. That was 100%. I love that.
I mean, come on, it is.
Just keeping it real.
Just in case you guys were forgetting.
We'll
Hated
just
that so much.
have the whole video will be nothing except that saying it's a contest.
It's a contest.
When High Raise makes the rule that if you win a design contest twice in a row, you can't win again. But at the same time, people get mad that that person can't win again, and it's like you can't win either side.
Yeah, I mean, I see like Hi-Rise tries to, you know, sell things down, and like they made the rule just for that reason. Like they actually listened to us about like same people winning all the time. Like they really like care about that. I don't have a problem with the same people winning over and over again, but I only have a problem when it's like the same type of design over and over again. Like we have like I said earlier, we have so many oversized sweaters, so many long hairs.
With the past design contest, a lot of people were not happy, like especially with this one. But like taking back all of them, this one in specific was not good.
There's been a lot in the past that are bad, but this one.
But this one, let me tell you. And I feel like they were trying to fulfill everybody's wishes, and this was like the worst idea they could have done. I feel like sometimes High Rise is gonna pick a design just because like somebody said so. Like it's like, oh, but why doesn't this design get it? Because this artist doesn't have whatever, and so it's like, okay, here you go, and then people are like, no.
Yeah, like I think sometimes like whatever you do, like you can't make everyone happy, obviously, but
Bro, they're gonna stop doing these design contests.
no, hopefully not. I think like they don't have to stop, obviously, but like they should try to like fix something.
Yeah, with the whole like the same people always winning, I do like the rule of only winning twice in a row, even though for some reason, like you guys said, like some people still don't like that, even though that's what everybody wanted. I think that a lot of people are just so unfair about it. Like Nick said, like a lot of the people who do win a lot, or at least in the past would win a lot in a row, it's just because they're good, you know, like their art is nice, they're creative, everybody wants their items. And honestly, I know that High Rise is the one who like picks who gets into the voting, but a lot of the times like a big portion of that is the like from what the community likes about it, and like you guys vote. So if you're really gonna like try and be mean about like who won, you can't really, because it's you guys who voted for them to win anyways. So it's not really fair to bully them because everybody wanted them.
Even after High Rise picks like who's the finalist, like it's up to the community to make sure that they pick grabs that represent, you know, us as the community. I just find it really really funny because like it's not their fault, you know. It's
yeah. At that point, it's y'all.
Yeah.
I can understand like wishing that like maybe somebody else got in or like whatever, because obviously you're gonna have your favorites, but it's like you don't have to be mean. Like calm down, it's okay.
Calm down.
I see a lot of people in the comments when High Rise posts them and stuff that like
Awful.
the comment section is so toxic. I see people like saying, "Oh, I hate this grab," or "Why did they get in? How come this person didn't get in? I wish this person got in instead of blah blah blah." You know?
Right,
Keep
and like
those comments to yourself.
yeah,
Keep them to
like
yourself.
have your opinions
Nobody
in your
cares.
head.
You sound like
God,
an angry
like,
Italian
you
grandma.
have to avoid the comments after it, because reading it just makes you physically angry. It's the worst.
Yes.
Sorry. What were you saying, Lamb?
Obviously, a lot of good people enter, and like there are some good ones that don't get into voting, or some that do and stay in voting, or whatever. But at the end of the day, just the cold hard fact of the matter is that they won because more people voted for them.
Like personally, like if anyone knows me very well, they would know I'm a really really sore loser. Like I'm a super sore loser, but there's no reason to like be really toxic and mean to people who won. Like even though like I've never been like a sore loser like for grab contests, but like in general for contests, like even if you see someone win, like there's no reason to put them down. Like they have their moment, let them have their moment, you know.
Right, yeah. There's nothing wrong with being upset, but it's no one else's fault. I know I've gotten into voting a couple times, but I haven't won, and I didn't get into voting this last time, and yeah, like it sucks, but like that's fine. Like there will be more.
There's always more contests.
Yeah, it's no one else's fault. It just whatever. Doesn't mean that I made a bad grab. It just means I didn't get in.
Anything else on this topic?
It is what it is.
Now we're gonna talk about how grab designs are actually like, not grab designs, grab contests are actually designed. So, wow, that's kind of a weird tongue twister. Okay, sometimes it's not like CCC that people bash on, or like popular people in general. Sometimes it's just people who literally beg for likes and repost on their designs in every single room. Sometimes they overshadow underrepresented artists, so even if people don't even like their design, like the algorithm still makes them more popular, obviously, so it looks like a lot of people support it. And sometimes High-Rise chooses designs that literally no one has seen and no one has heard of, and a lot of people might believe that the system for choosing grabs is extremely flawed. So my question here is, can grab design contests be improved somewhat so that everyone is better represented and the decision won't be like necessarily come down to how popular a design is?
I'm sure that there are ways that it can be improved, but I know that when they removed the reposts from showing up in tags, that definitely made a difference. Like, it made it so much easier to just see everybody's stuff, and you didn't have to like scroll through like a million reposts of this one same exact thing.
It just seems like even though that they got rid of the reposts, some people still like to post up close shots and kind of hog away some of the tension there.
I can see that can be done tastefully. I think
Yeah.
that
Yes.
some people take it to an extreme, but like if you like make a collage or two with like a bunch of like close-ups, I think that's fine. But there are some times where like some people post a close-up of every single item in separate
Yeah.
posts
Like
in the tag,
in
and
the
it gets to be a
tag.
bit much.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
like
In the tag.
yeah, posting it on its own, it's fine, but it's in the tag. I know that the whole liking thing has been like a real like hot topic. Like some people like absolutely hate the whole idea of grabs getting in based on how many likes they have. But then you have people who think that that should be the deciding factor. Like whoever gets the most likes should get in. And I mean, I think like High-Rise has made it pretty clear that they do use like several different methods of like how to decide who should get into the voting, and I think that a lot of people just don't pay attention to that. Like they just think that High-Rise just like picks the most popular ones, or they only pick people who are verified, and it gets to be a bit much because it feels like people just aren't going to be happy no matter who wins, how many likes, how many followers, whatever. There's always like it's always split half and half. People want like the opposite things and will complain.
If you base the finalists off of like numbers, it would be extreme. That'd be like the lowest of the low because it's so unfair to a lot of people who can't get a lot of attention on their designs. And like imagine like it's like a fight like between verified artists who can get like unexplored the quickest, so like they can have the most attention.
Mhm.
It would be really bad.
600 likes and 90 people. Why didn't they get on there? And I get it, but like, this person got on Explorer. This person has a following that's going to boost them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, and there's artists that are in this tag that their art is like really good and they're not verified. They just saw, hey, look, there's this app that I have just downloaded and I am also an artist. Let me try. And it's like they're really good and people don't freaking see that. And they are like, why didn't this person get in? But this person did. And I just hate that mentality of like, why didn't this person get in? Or if this person didn't get in? I'm definitely just going off, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Like, I feel like any artist should have the opportunity to do this design contest. It doesn't matter if you're verified. It doesn't matter if you're like, if you do digital versus traditional. Like, there's such a freaking barrier on it. It's stupid.
So I've heard this idea where artists could submit their designs privately and be free to post it if they want to. So it would focus more on High-Rise's decision, like in the end, and doesn't let the community have much of a say until the voting. So I personally like this idea because it removes like the believed idea that everything is based off of likes or reposts, but it still lets the community vote later. So do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Oh God, I dropped my headphone. I'm
Yeah, I heard
sorry.
it. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Lamb entered this art contest, right? And it's where you just send it in and they decide. And like, wow, that's an actual contest. And guess what? Wow, she won. But shout out to Lamb, no big deal. She just won a contest. But
It doesn't matter. The convention got canceled anyway.
I feel like that would be such a better idea. Like, I don't know if you've heard of MapleStory, but MapleStory does that where it's like not a community based, but rather you submit something and they are the ones that are like, yeah, this is it. I feel like that's an actual contest.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people they get kind of obsessed with like the whole concept of it being like a community thing, and I get that. Obviously, like, you know, you want what you want to be on the app, but I feel like it's pretty honestly kind of generous of them to like even do this, because I know that other apps do it, but it's not very common that they, like, a lot of developers let people on the game like pick the clothes and stuff that go onto it. So I do think it would be fair to give the like High-Rise, like the developers and like the art team, like a pretty decent say about what they make on it.
I originally didn't think so, but I think it would actually be really cool to see High-Rise pick things without the pressure of seeing all the likes and reposts of people.
All in all, it's literally their app. Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't like
true.
complain if, like, you know, if it was up to them.
Okay, this is definitely not on topic. There was one time I was like, please, somebody, please do some rosy knees with some freckles on them. That'd be so cute. And I made a design with it, even though I suck at freaking making a.
Freaking.
I suck at making these designs. I'm like, please, the more people who do the rosy knee freckles, it's gonna become a thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. People would get mad
that
at
a lot too.
copied me, but like, if you get a more chance of that item being actually in the game, and obviously you wanted it to be the game if you designed it.
That's a good point though. The whole issues with copying and like stealing ideas. Like two different people could like post hair that has like a pigtail, and one person could be like, what? I thought of pigtail.
Also, like, kind of just a little bit off topic here, but I had a friend who joined during the Christmas event, Christmas grab design thing, and she was like bullied to the point where she just deleted her grab because people were saying it looked so similar to one thing that we already had in the game.
Lamb, dude, the amount of people that would freaking jump on you because when you first started and then you didn't know what items are in the game, and then you made items that actually looked like, oh wow, look, there's this item that nobody knows about, that only 4 people have, that, and it's like you don't know about it.
Gosh, I just remember last year, because I joined January last year, so, and trying to do last year's Easter thing, I was having Nick like help me, and so I drew this cute little shirt, you know, some pastel little stripey bits, and then Nick just sends me like 5 shirts that look identical to that, and I'm like, oh. Anyways.
We're so off topic.
Going back to the whole submitting grab ideas, I know that one concept that I've heard like a ton of people mention is the whole idea of having a huge voting pool. Like, some people even think that the whole voting pool should just be every single person who entered, and some people don't think that extreme, but like they want like 50 people in the voting pool at first and then narrowing it down. But I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I just think that would like just be opening a can of worms and just a slew of problems having so many people.
That'd be so overwhelming.
I think it's an awful idea. I'm not gonna lie, because it's
Yeah.
super time consuming for high rise to set up every single entry, or like 50 entries, I guess, and it's gonna take so long to pick winners. So like, instead of having like a 1 week contest, and we'll talk about the length of the contest later, but instead of having like a 1 week contest, you'd have like another week added because you have to like narrow it down, like, and going like keep on narrowing it down. So I mean, like, I get like, yes, like leave it up to the community and let it be more diverse and stuff, but it doesn't have to be that extreme.
Can we vote for design contests?
Ooh, we'll get into that right now, actually.
Oh,
So,
is that one of the topics?
Yeah.
This idea that like the community should be able to pick the themes that we have for events and what type of events we do every week would be pretty cool. But I was wondering what you guys think of it. Should High Rise make events more interactive and fun for us, and like make it more community based, where we can like, you know, pick whatever we want, or like instead of having the same repetitive thing every month, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. Like maybe not all the time, but like giving the community a say once in a while could definitely like improve engagement with events, and like it can make people feel better about the rewards they're getting. Because, for example, I know that some people spend lots and lots of money on the game, so I mean, feeling better about what they do for their hard work, you know?
It would be really simple. They could just like do it how they do the voting, like just make a little Google Doc, like what do you want to see? Pick from these like 10 ideas, and then even if those ideas didn't get picked, they can still reuse them for next time. And
I definitely agree. Like I said, I think it's a really good idea. Like even if they don't let us have that kind of do whatever you want grab contest thing, I think they should at least give us like an opportunity to pick themes like themselves, so we don't have the same types of contests every season like I mentioned earlier. And it would, for me, it would definitely, to me it would definitely improve engagement among the community, so it doesn't have to be just artists who are voting on this stuff.
Beta has this new feature, you can like comments. And if you have these comments that are like, hey, comment what you want, and like the top comment would be the design contest, people would do it. Come on, High Rise, come on.
yeah, that's like a cool, like that's like a different way of thinking about it.
High Rise number 2 was supposed to come out March last year. Come on.
I'm sure everybody
High Rise.
agrees though.
That would be such an easy way to do it. The top comment, you can actually see what is happening.
Also, I know this is something that a lot of people have expressed concern about, so we can talk about it here. There needs to be more time. The amount of time that they give for people to work on their grab submission is just not sufficient. It is, I know this Easter one, they gave 6 days. 6 days, like that's not even a whole week to come up with 2 whole outfits and make them look good and make sure they're unique and fit the theme and all that. And I feel like over and over, there are people who, you know, that they can make great stuff, but they either just don't even try, they don't even like make a submission, or they don't make it because they just don't have time, because people have work, they have school, they have other art, and it's just not enough time.
To me, that hits super close to home because I'm personally a really, really busy person, and I usually have all my weeks planned down to the hours. So when High Rise just suddenly hits us with a grab contest in the middle of the week, when I've already planned so much for last week and the next week, it just makes it so much more stressful to work on designs, because I know I'm gonna miss the deadline if I don't work on it like right now, you know? So this happened to me actually with this spring contest, because I literally was finishing my design an hour after it was over because I didn't know it was over. And like I think like if High Rise wants to host grab design contests, like they should give like another week notice in advance. Like we've already established that we have seasonal grab contests, so like it won't be surprised that about like the themes and stuff, but they should notify us of like the specific thing earlier and give us like 2 weeks instead of like literal days. So it just feels like they're planning stuff last minute when they give us like no time at all to do anything. And I guarantee that a lot of designs are going to be better if artists are just given more time to work on it.
Yeah, even with people who plan ahead and start earlier, like they still don't know when they're gonna post the official post about it, you know?
That's all for today, guys. Thanks so much, obviously, to Nick and Lamb, and please let me go. Sorry, I love the username. For joining me today. It was really fun talking about all this art stuff, especially, you know, coming from an artist. I never really talk about this stuff with other artists, so it's really nice to talk about it today. And yeah, is there anything you guys want to say?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I like doing these things because I like talking. My username again is dekuwu. Everybody follow me.
Shout out to dekuwu,
I'm her consultant.
my first friend on RYV.
Force her to be friends with me. Don't.
That's okay. I needed it. Thank you for having me. I know we've been chaotic insanity for you.
It's okay.
Shout out to Nick for making me do this. Shout out to Milky Marie, the OG. Hello. Also, Usagi Bunny, Trixie's Honey, because you're nice to me.
I'm just going down the list now.
I am. Also,
Shout out to Karomi. Shout out to
yeah.
Newflix. Shout out to Ophélie. Sarah.
Listen,
Queen.
shout out to Unavial. I don't know how to say it. Unavial.
Ashton.
Whatever. You know who you is. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Follow me, GlowLamb. Hashtag lambsart.
That was awful.
Follow me on Instagram, glow.lamb. To my coworker Sam, who said she's gonna listen.
Stop.
Thank you so much for having me on here. I know I'm gonna forget everyone, so but shout out to my good friend Kuromi and my friend Lola. They make High Rise a better place for me.
Oh.
And thank you for everyone for like supporting me and liking my stuff.
Okie dokes. So just a reminder that everyone here today signed up to talk, so if you want to sign up as well, link is in the description. Anyone's welcome to join. And that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Toodaloo. See you next time.
Pick up the mic and make some noise. Raise your voice.
Shut up, Lamb. Stupid
No.
stinky. I bet you smell like worms.
Maybe.